really don't. But I think I'm gonna go Patriots in this one. What you got?
I'm happy you said that because I definitely agree with Patriots. I don't believe in the Dolphins, bro. Like I said, Mike McDaniel getting fired, Tyreek Hill getting traded, Tua gonna be a backup.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's DEFCON 4 out there. You know what I mean? So yeah, Patriots, Drake May gonna pull it out, being mediocre. I love to see it. Caleb Williams did what Caleb Williams does. He tried to play hero ball. It was some players, you can't coach their problems away. You can't teach their issues. Some players just gotta run their head against the wall, play go bleeping dumb. Go freaking dumb. And Caleb Williams is one of those players. Because the amount of times I've seen him trying to scramble out the pocket and do the most.
At this point, I think they're on the verge and the cusp of wasting Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase's career. Like, because this is a super max issue for them. Because not only do they not have the requisite offensive line required to provide him enough protection to be able to compete for a real Super Bowl, but their defense now is also like flat out devoid of talent. Even with Trey Hendrickson, and the couple pieces they do have, like their defense is like, they don't have the Micah Parsons, the Derwin James, the Buda Baker. They don't have a guy that can generate defensive splash plays for them outside of what Hendricks can provide for sacks. And we already did the math on last week's show. A lot of the teams with the guy that leads the league in sacks are good. And so you have to make more plays besides just sacking the quarterback.
Yep.
It takes time to build that defense to where it has those pieces. I think this is a good fit. I wish Kalen DeBoer nothing but the best. But at the end of the day, in college football specifically, it's all about recruiting. More than it is the X's and O's. More than it is the motivation. It's all about recruiting. And I don't think Kalen DeBoer has the relationships built in place to be able to recruit the South and recruit the country. And in addition to that, his X's and O's clearly aren't as good as they need to be. How do you lose to Florida State? And Florida State. Welcome back to Bring the House podcast. Football's in full swing. And after what we saw from the Bills and the Ravens, this season's already absolutely humming. We got some thought-provoking topics today. Do the Cowboys already regret trading Micah Parsons? Is dropping from 4 yards per carry to 2.5 really worth losing the pressure that made the Packers thrive and the Cowboys starve? Is it time to believe in the Bengals and Chargers again? Deep down, does Ryan Poles regret trading Justin Fields? Is JJ McCarthy enough to lead the Vikings to a playoff berth in one of the toughest divisions in football? Do the Bills have enough to get to a Super Bowl, or are they still too reliant on a perfect performance from Josh Allen to be able to compete with elite teams? All that in a bag of chips for the next hour and some change on the Bring the House pod. Coming at you. I don't want to get disrespectful.
They better just burn the page if you see his name. Why is it good for Dak, but it's not good for Justin Fields? Dak is a winner.
Cap. That's cap.
Oh my God, bro. No, bro.
I'm a Cowboy fan. I got Cowboy hats in the back. I got Cowboy t-shirts in the back. That's cap. And we not taking that.
Our back, Huddle Buddies. How y'all like that name? Dak is a winner. Season-wise. In his season.
Season-wise.
Yeah.
Season.
Yeah.
And OBJ is back. Watch. Going deep. Jamar Chase. He's got it. Chase to the end zone. That's a Bengal touchdown.
Ooh, are you buying more stock in the Ravens and the Packers after week 1, DT?
Let me take them Packers. If I have those two to choose from, I feel like the Packers and what they did is more repeatable than what the Ravens were able to produce. I love what, I always like what LaFleur was able to do on their offense. But that defense now, I feel like they can score points and they can stop other teams from scoring a lot of points. But they also have Josh Jacobs in the backfield, so that gives them variety in the ways that they can win football games. And the Ravens, they kind of had this issue last season with giving away games at the end. The defense kind of giving away leads. So that makes room for a little bit of buyer's remorse and buyer's hesitancy. So I'm buying stock in the Packers. What do you think?
Packers fan over here, Super Bowl bound. And especially after week 1, defeating our toughest competition in the NFC East, there is no other choice but for the Packers to go to the Super Bowl. But as stated in my last predictions, Ravens are going to win it all in a birds versus birds matchup.
Yes,
Next
indeed.
question, DT. Is Kalen DeBoer the right man for Alabama?
I'm gonna say no. I don't think this is a good fit. I wish Kalen DeBoer nothing but the best. But at the end of the day, in college football specifically, it's all about recruiting. More than it is the X's and O's. More than it is the motivation. It's all about recruiting. And I don't think Kalen DeBoer has the relationships built in place to be able to recruit the South and recruit the country. And in addition to that, his X's and O's clearly aren't as good as they need to be. How do you lose to Florida State? And Florida State looks like they could be a competitor this year. I'm not going to say they're not. But at the same time, with that roster that he has, he should have been able to come out of there with a victory. And he just couldn't get it done. And this is another season where he loses games he should win. What do you think?
I could not agree more. Kevin DeBoer is not the man for the job. Other than the points that you made, which were great points, I can say this, that offense and that defense do not play with the same tenacity as they did with Nick Saban.
Absolutely.
Alabama was known for being big, rugged, tough, hard-hitting. With DeBoer, they're more so, my fingernail hurt. Let me paint my fingernail. Ryan Williams. We have to do better, Bama. I'm not even a Tide fan, but I love the big, rugged football of the SEC and what they brought to it. So to bring that division back to its glory, we need a strong Bama. Bama, tell DeBoer, do better.
Moving on to our next topic. I know you saw that Colts versus Dolphins game. And I'll be honest with you, I picked the Dolphins to win. And look, the Dolphins look bad, but that's a whole other conversation we're going to get to. But, man, that Daniel Jones, he was looking kind of nice out there. He was looking kind of nice. You think...
You wiped the smile off my face.
Well, bro, you think which one's the real Daniel Jones? The Daniel Jones we just saw, or the Daniel Jones he showed us the last 7 years? He was looking good in that 17.
I'm taking precedent over present day. Daniel Jones had a good game. Congratulations. Is he better than Richardson? 100%. Did he lead the Colts to one of the most efficient season openers in NFL history? Yes. Is it fluke? Indeed. Daniel Jones is a great backup quarterback. Daniel Jones cannot lead your franchise to the future. Colts fans, I feel sorry for you because you are now taking the place of the Steelers this year. You're going to be a mediocre team that may or may not make it to the playoffs and get a mid-first round pick where you can't even choose your next leader, a good quarterback. Klubnik is going to be off the board by then.
Yeah.
Nussmeier is going to be off the board by then. Mateer is going to be off the board by then. So who are you going to be able to pick but another placement holder for the future? So Colts fans, I feel sorry for you because you don't have the one in Daniel Jones. And I'm not going to say he got lucky because the NFL is not about luck. But one thing it is about is timing. And he has impeccable timing. And that's what led him to his big contract with the Giants. So no, DT, I don't believe in him. But since you do, explain to me, what did he show you that made you so antsy for more Daniel Jones?
So, what I liked, I saw some things that I liked, right? And maybe it's the comparing Richardson to what Daniel Jones was able to do. Maybe that's some of it. But I like the same things about Kyler Murray, which we're going to talk about next. But I liked how Daniel Jones was able to function within their offense, right? He could move the chains. He could complete the passes. He can make plays when the plays weren't there in terms of using his feet. And he kept the offense on schedule, had no turnovers or minimal turnovers. And so if he's able to do what he did just then and package that and be able to get the ball out to Michael Pittman, be able to hand the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, and they can run well. I think the Colts have a better offensive line than he's ever played behind as well. So that's helping him. And so if he's able to get in this place where he can re-engineer himself into the guy that was picked, I think he was picked the 8th overall pick, I believe. It's a guy that was picked that high. He can turn into something. This could be a rebirth. This could be a story like your Drew Brees, or a story like what we saw last year. This could be this year's Sam Darnold. It could be. And so, I'm not high on him yet. I won't say that I'm high on Daniel Jones yet, but I am confident that he can replicate the performance he had going into these next few weeks. I will say that.
How much I don't agree. I do agree with your comparison to Sam Darnold, because this does remind me of a Sam Darnold-esque Vikings type of team. But we all knew, i.e. me, knew the Vikings were going to Reggie Miller choke in the playoffs. So, I know you're saying Daniel Jones looks incredible based off of week 1. But is this team even Super Bowl worthy? And as you stated last season, if you're not winning or aiming for a Super Bowl, why would you want a middle round pick? And the Vikings personify that. If you look at the year before, they got JJ McCarthy as a high pick, and they had another first rounder, and they got Dallas Turner. It's Dallas Turner, correct?
Yeah.
Who had a great first game. He didn't pan out his rookie season, but had a great first game. And even JJ McCarthy is But they were able to get those high picks. This draft, what pick did the Vikings have? And I can look that up for you. Let me see here. According to my calculations, Vikings 2025 pick. According to this year, after going all the way to the playoffs, the Vikings had a measly 24th pick. And that's like picking at the top of the second round. All to not win the Super Bowl, all to lose your quarterback, Sam Darnold, who just lost his first game on the most Sam Darnold-esque play I've ever seen in my entire life. So, DT, my question to you, so we can wrap this thing up, because the Vikings are wrapped up as well.
Why Vikings catching strays?
They're in my division. They catch all strays. They make real bullets. Too early. But is it worth it, DT?
Well, you put it that way. Because I think something's cooking in their division, in the NFC or AFC South, with the Titans looking like they looked, and we already knew they weren't going to be able to compete, but it's clear now that they aren't going to be able to compete. The Jaguars look so-so, look about like Jaguars look, but the Texans, did not take off like we wanted them to. They like we have high expectations for the Texans, and they're flat out not meeting them. And so, after what we saw versus the Dolphins, who should be in a desperation mode, even coming into week 1, because their whole entire organization is on looks. So I mean, the Colts look like they can compete with the Texans for the division, and if they do win the division, or if they are a wild card, I don't think they can win a playoff game with Daniel Jones, and so they will be picking 24th or somewhere in the back of the first round, and it's not really going to be worth it for them. So I don't know. Or should they build around Daniel Jones for the future? Because I mean, that would be more viable than forcing a second round graded quarterback into the first round at pick 24 or pick 24 to 32. And so, not 32. They ain't winning the damn Super Bowl. No. so I mean, so they are in a tough spot. And right now, make Richardson earn it, or make Daniel Jones give it up. And that's where I think they're in a comfortable spot, and I did like what I saw. And and another team that is not really a Super Bowl contender, but they have a tricky quarterback situation. What did you think about the Cardinals week 1? Because I know they played the Saints, and I know that they're the Aints right now, and they will likely pick in the top 5. But I did like how the Cardinals were playing on defense in terms they were able to get a little pressure. They were able to get a little couple passes defense with Johnson. Therefore, he should have been a first round pick, but I believe they drafted maybe second or third. Okay. And I liked how Kyler Murray was able to operate in the offense. Their running back, can't think of his name at the moment, but James Conner, love the guy. Pittsburgh, all through and through. He was able to run well. He always runs well, but if you're able to run on the Saints, you can run on anybody because they have a really good run defense, in my opinion. Even though they just lost their defensive coordinator and head coach, they still have the same personnel. Just a year ago, they lost him. So, I think their win was a quality win. They won the way the NFL games need to be won. So, how do you feel about the Cardinals?
DT. You're a Longhorns fan. You're a Cowboys fan. Hey, you're a Texas man.
Yeah.
And I'm going with the pride of Texas. Kyler Murray. Mr. Undefeated in Texas.
Yeah.
Now, he did not play his greatest game, I will say. The coach did not coach his greatest game, I will say. But what they showed was promise that I loved. And that promise, I believe, is going to lead them to a potential Super Bowl in the next 3 or 4 years. But now, no, absolutely not. That being said, I liked what they showed. Kyler Murray's my fantasy quarterback, so in my biased opinion, I want him to perform great. But I also do believe in the young man. Unfortunately, he decided not to go to my A's, but I understand why. That's another biased opinion of mine. But I do believe in him. He has a great arm. He has great vision. He may be a little short and he may be a little scramble happy, but what is one to do? It's today's game. So I do believe that the Cardinals are going to win their division. I don't believe, and I know I didn't say this last weekend, or maybe I did. I don't remember. But I don't believe the Rams, from what I saw, can stay healthy. I know Rams have a great cast, but Puka, I'm worried about his health. He plays so hard that he entices hits. And that last hit from the Texans game that almost knocked him out for concussion protocol, I don't believe they can stay healthy. Sam Darnold is going to Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold will always be Sam Darnold, a great backup quarterback. Shout out Sam Darnold. In the Niners, for lack of better words, fuck them.
Right there with you.
But with
Right
that
there
being
with
said here, I think the Cardinals can pull it out this year and at least win a division and start something for the future. DT,
you.
do you
Speaking
agree
of,
with me?
I agree. You know, that was my pick to win the division, and I feel like I'm a winning man right now. You know, they look good. So that's good for me. But you mentioned the future. We can't talk about the future without talking about Cam Ward and drop C's Calvin Ridley and the rest of the Titans tight ends. What did you see his dad in the stands? Cam Ward's dad. He got up. It's like, oh my god, another one. Like, bro, and they got the man daddy in the stands and not in like a suite or something. That's also crazy.
That personifies the Titans' history. Titans. I do feel sorry for your fans. You draft the number 1 overall pick, the guy with the most upside in the draft. He has the intangibles that you like, and you surround him by trash. Take Calvin Ridley out of the game next time he dropped the ball and put in Restrepo. At least we know we gonna get a catch. He may not get no yards, but he gonna get a catch. And I feel sorry for Bernard Pollard as well. Because with that offense, no way you getting yards. So, as much as I feel like the Titans are building towards the future with Cam Ward, Pollard, they surrounded him by duds, not studs.
Damn.
So what is one man to do? And I'm not saying Calvin really wasn't that guy at first, because Calvin really was that guy in Atlanta. He was the guy in Atlanta. Maybe it's just a bad first game. Ridley, show me what you got. Because right now, you're looking like you deserve a spot next to your head coach on the bench. DT, my head hurts. What do you think?
Hey man, I'm not high. I wasn't high on Cam Ward. I'm gonna be pretty honest with you. As a prospect, I wasn't over the moon about Cam Ward, but I will give bro his credit. He was putting it not always 1,000% on target, but if you grading that game, most of those balls that got dropped, you would classify those balls as on target passes, and and most of them, the majority of them, yes, some of them were in close quarters, but most of them were in places in spots where hands were free and all you had to do was receive the football. And on several occasions, his guys didn't do it. And, you know, in the NFL, for the biggest transition quarterbacks make from college to the pros is throwing in the windows that the NFL game has to offer. They're a lot tighter, they're a lot smaller, they open and close a lot quicker. And for Cam Ward's first start, he'd be able to make those throws to where they're on target the way they were. And then on key downs, too. I think Calvin really had a key down drop, like a third down drop.
Yes.
And for him to drop those specifically, and you're the number one, but not only the number one, but also like the focal point of the offense, the veteran that's supposed to help the rookie along. For him to drop that pass, man, like, who is he going to throw the ball to if he can't rely on Calvin Ridley? And, hey, Cam Ward looked good. The Titans offense did not. And so, like I said, as a guy that wasn't high on Cam Ward, I can be honest that Cam Ward looked good, but his offense around him needs some work. And even the running backs look good. Tony Pollard, he broke off a couple long runs after catch. I don't know about like actual rushing attempts, but yards after catch wise, he took a couple check downs for 40 yards. And so, hey, Tony Pollard go Tony Pollard. You know that from over here. Tony Pollard is my guy. You know what I'm saying? He still look electric. And so, hey, if he can just get the ball to Tony Pollard on a couple Texas routes, couple swing routes, maybe that can keep him alive for a little bit until he figures out who he can trust with their hands. But outside of that, man, I like what I saw from Cam Ward. Didn't like what I saw from everybody else on the Titans offense, except for the running backs.
Titans gonna
hey,
lose.
Yeah. And speaking of guys that was underwhelming, will the Lions be a threat in the NFC after what you saw on Sunday? Detroit.
I see the Barry Sanders Lions out there.
That shit, the Barry Sanders Lions is better than them. And you know the crazy part, bro, the Woodward sports people, they said Micah Parsons wasn't gonna have that big impact. They specifically said, you know, Micah Parsons can't be that great because the Cowboys defense wasn't that great. That's what they said. And Micah Parsons only played 30 snaps. And when I see Micah Parsons in the game, they couldn't do shit on offense. Goff was pressured damn near every snap. He was running for his life, had to get rid of the ball short. Micah Parsons caused the interception. They couldn't do anything. And then, but the Packers also boat raced them in that first half, low key. They didn't blow them out, but it was 7 Lions 3 and out. 7 Lions 3 and out.
Time of possession.
They was hitting them over the head with points after points after points on each drive. And so to me, man, it might have been that the Packers can do that to them. But a bigger question that I want to get your take on is: do you think that the Packers specifically and what they were able to do is what slowed the Lions down, or do you have larger concerns about the loss of Johnson and the defensive coordinator to the Jets on what that impact's going to be on the Lions schematically, or was it just a one-off and just a versus Packers division matchup type of thing?
Look, DT, I can say this whole segment, one would say I've been very dramatic. Very dramatic. And let me be the most dramatic when I say, go Pack. I think it's a combination of both, however, believe it or not. I believe the Pack showed and have what it takes to win this division. And the Lions was just a taste of that. We didn't even show our whole playbook. Matt LaFleur is a genius when it comes to utilizing his weapons. Now, do he get a little pass happy when he got his favorite quarterback in? Yes. Do he start running the ball? Yes. So hopefully he took that step forward this year. But we won't see that until closer to the playoffs. But the Packers show what it takes to be a championship contending team. They kept the ball out of the Lions' hands. Not to mention, the defense did their thing, like you said, with the 3 and outs. But it seemed like every time the Packers came through with a clutch third down or a clutch throw or even a clutch run, the Packers have what it takes, the intangibles, as stated, to be a Super Bowl team. Will they win the Super Bowl? That is to be decided. Do I think so? Yes, I really do. But, like I said, it's a combination of both. Yeah. The Lions, it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart to see what they have become. It makes you realize that the NFL ain't about players. The NFL ain't about coaches. The NFL is about a system coming together. And when you take one part of that system away, in this instant, the Lions coaches, they become a shell. They have all these pretty weapons. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Jameson, what's the wide receiver name?
Jameson Williams.
Jameson Williams. David Montgomery just came back. Gibson, Jared Goff at quarterback, Penei Sewell, who got his tail beat like a red-headed stepchild by Micah Parsons.
Yeah.
But you see, and it is really, and again, I've been very dramatic, but you see that a system needs both arms in order to hold up the team. And when one arm is taken, it's hard to hold up that team. So I truly do feel sorry for the Lions because their coaches also showed they tail off at their teams as well. I don't believe in Caleb Love, and I said Caleb Love. Good Lord. Caleb Williams, forgive me, Bears and Packers fans. Bonk me on the head. But I don't believe in Caleb Williams, and I don't believe in Ben Johnson. But I can say this. Ben Johnson is one hell of a coach. And the same with the coach for the Jets, because he coached his tail off. So, yes, I do feel sorry for them. But at the end of the day, at the end of the DT, at the end of the day, go Pack. How you feel about the Lions, DT?
I don't know. I think it also we'll be remiss if we don't mention that they've also lost key pieces on their offensive line too, to retirement, and I believe maybe possibly one free agent loss. And so their defense was already shit, right? Let's keep it a bean.
Mm-hmm.
But their best player on defense, Aiden Hutchinson's coming off a broken leg, and he'll get better over the season. But they still don't have a pass rusher opposite Aiden Hutchinson, and they also still don't have a secondary that's to the par they would need to be a real contender. Then when you look at their offense just has lost too many pieces. They have to have a whole new identity. They can't run the ball like they used to in that dominant fashion with the best offensive line in football. They can't throw it like they used to. They don't have the same schematics. They don't set it up the same. It just doesn't look and feel the same. And so where does that leave them? Like they're kind of like that battleship that's like they got the rudders are broken and they're kind of sitting out there and they're ripe for the picking. Like they're just ripe for the picking, sitting out there in the water. And it's only a matter of time for somebody rolls by and ship after ship or enemy after enemy just blows them up.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, I don't think they have this season the capability to fix the issues they have. It's going to be a year where their new coordinators are trying to find themselves, trying to get together what their scheme and their identity is going to be. And compared to what the Lions were as the number one seed last year, that's not the expectation that their fans had. Is a rebuild, a reload. I would even be okay if we called what the Lions are going through this year a reload instead of a rebuild. But still, if they're just reloading, this is not what the Lions fans expected. And I think that's clean and cut. But the next one that we had, and I think we're about to wrap up this briefer section, and we're going to keep it in the NFC North. We got to talk about my man, Brian Poles, with Chicago. Caleb Williams, man, here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even though Caleb Williams is in a new offense, and we'll give him that grace, he also had a year under his belt starting. Brian Poles cleared the way for him, traded Justin Fields away, gave him free reign at the starting quarterback position. He's also got all those starts under his belt, and you let the guy... And he was at home. He was also at home. Let's not forget that part. And you let the guy that had come off an ACL injury the year before, and this is his first start on the road in your building, in your draft class, you let that guy beat you? And he threw a pick six? And he scored 21 points in the fourth quarter? How bad do you have to be, Caleb Williams, to lose a game where your opponent is making his first start as a bona fide de facto rookie, scores all 21 of his points in the fourth quarter, and your defense gives you 7, how bad do you have to be to lose that game? And hey, man, and you know, my wife's in a fantasy football league, and that's what I kind of picked the roster for. Don't tell her coworkers. And I drafted her DJ Moore. And you shit the bucket. You shit the bucket. But guess what? He had the guy, the person that she was playing. They had Justin Jefferson, and he was shit the bucket too. But right there at the end, man, when you miss that easy throw to DJ Moore off the sideline in the fourth quarter for your last drive for the touchdown, I said, "Oh my God!" And then you throw him over the middle and got him destroyed. Come on, man. Come on, Caleb. You did. I will give Caleb this. He looked a lot better than what he looked last year. The way he looked like last year. And he looks like he's going to be able to catch on eventually. He did look like that. But at the same time, I cannot have you lose the game where, again, the other guy's making his first start coming off an ACL injury. You're at the crib, and he scores all 21 of his points in the fourth quarter. What the hell were you doing the first 3 quarters and in the fourth quarter, but particularly the first 3 quarters? You were sitting in the bucket. Dude threw a pick 6 and you still lost to him. So the question is, do you think in the back of Ryan Pohl's mind when he lays his head on the pillow at night, do you think he regrets trading Justin Fields?
Brother. You know, I had an epiphany. Huddle buddies. Caleb Williams and Arch Manning have something in common. Too much put on a plate. Too much anticipated. The problem is Arch Manning's in college. Arch Manning has two more years, I believe.
This year and the next year. So
2 more years to get better.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams. Let me be frank, Bears fans. Buddy, you're done. It's a wrap. Stick a fork in him. Finito. Now, that's a bit harsh. I don't agree with that. But Caleb Williams did what Caleb Williams does. He tried to play hero ball. And with some players, you can't coach. You can't coach their problems away. You can't teach their issues. Some players just got to run their head against the wall till they go fucking dumb. Bleeping dumb, I'm sorry. Didn't want to curse. Go freaking dumb. And Caleb Williams is one of those players. Because the amount of times I've seen him trying to scramble out the pocket and do the most. And even Troy Aikman on the broadcast said, he missed this throw. He missed this throw. We're trying to nail it in windows that's not needed. Sometimes a player has to bump his head. And Caleb Williams is someone that I can see being very good 4 or 5 years into his career. But now, Caleb Williams is going Caleb Williams. And I don't like Ben Johnson. But Ben Johnson is a great offensive coach. And for you to, as my colleague DT says, shit the bed at home with a great coach and a defense that gave you a touchdown? After going 10 for 10, one of the best starts for the Bears in, I believe, the last 20 or 30 years? That don't sound like a team problem, Caleb. That don't sound like a fan problem, Caleb. That don't sound like a Ryan Poles problem, DT. That sounds like a Caleb problem. And everyone knows I'm not a fan of Ohio State quarterbacks. But you know who showed his behind off this weekend? Who proved me wrong? Who had my head in the sand like an ostrich? Justin Fields. Against my GOAT, Aaron Rodgers. Played his tail off and competed and almost won.
Mm-hmm.
So, DT, your question, is Ryan Poles regretting? Yeah, he's regretting it. But you know who ain't regretting it? The Packers.
Everything comes back to the back.
Agreed. But yes, Ryan Poles is regretting it. Caleb Williams, like I said, he has the potential to be great. But not now.
Yeah.
This season, the Bears are... They're looking good. They're looking close to well done.
Let me ask you a follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the way he looked, it looks like he could get hot at the end of the year. Like, it looks like he's primed to, like you said, bump his head the first 8 weeks of the season. But after that, man, I think because like you saw flashes of college Caleb Williams, and he's still trying to figure out what plays he can make at the NFL level and what plays he can't. Like, for example, that one where he got, I think the
intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding, yeah. That one specifically, like he's right there, like where he can, if he can turn it on to where it's the consistent, he brings what he can do, what he did in college to the NFL. I think he can reach that potential. But so yeah, like I said, I think he can hit it like last quarter of the season. I think he can have people talking about him as a potential, I don't want to say MVP candidate, but like top 10 quarterback vibes going into next season.
So he gonna pull a Bryce Young? That's what you're saying? He gonna pull a Bryce Young?
I don't think people was consider. We ain't seen the flashes from Bryce Young yet. We might.
Last season he played his tail off after he got benched.
This is true, but I'm seeing flashes of number one pick from Caleb Williams. Flashes, and I saw like a couple splash plays from Bryce Young last year. But I appreciate the potential that Caleb Williams is showing right now more than I did what Bryce Young was able to do at the end of last year. But like and you know, there was this guy when Caleb Williams was coming out that had a lot of different issues with Caleb Williams, but specifically he made a big deal about him not being able to win from the pocket. Mm-hmm. And that was a big deal with Caleb Williams. And I talked about it in my breakdown of him. Y'all should watch that. But when you miss that throw to DJ Moore up the sideline, you're giving him and the guy that said that about you and everybody else watching fuel to that fire. When you don't make that throw and you're an NFL quarterback, but not just an NFL quarterback, number one overall pick, that's a basic throw that you airmail. And with the money on the table, as I say, with the money on the table, you got to make that throw. But in short, and we're going to wrap it up, move to the next topic, do you think he can get hot at the end of the year?
I don't think he's going to be able to break his habits by the end of the year. Like I said, it may take him, I was being egregious, about 2 to 3 years to break those habits.
So you see like a Josh Allen arc, maybe?
He has the potential. I just don't see him at a level of NFL reading. Watching that broadcast and having Troy Aikman in the booth, and I know hindsight's 20/20, but having Troy Aikman in the booth call your plays and your reads like he Tony Romo in the beginning of his broadcasting career, and you not throw to him. Troy Aikman ain't played since the 90s?
Yeah.
I mean, 40 years. That's a stretch. 30 years.
Yeah.
And he calling your reads. Caleb. Only thing he showed me in that game, because I know I said he was 10 for 10, but those are all checkdowns. He showed me that he got a hell of a snap count. That boy could hike with the best of them. That's the only thing he showed me. He ain't showed me nothing else. McCarthy at least showed me resiliency.
Yeah.
Because throwing that pick, I would have been dejected. Personally. But, yeah, Caleb Williams, he a long way to go. I don't think he'll get out at the end of the season. This year is going to be another headbanger for the Bears. I apologize. But I don't. Go Pack.
Yeah. Speaking of headbanging activities, my Dallas Cowboys. So, let's discuss what we learned from the Packers versus Lions game and the Eagles versus Cowboys game as it relates to the Dallas Cowboys. So, Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles played first. They absolutely struggled to get consistent pressure on Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts sat back in the pocket and was camping, and then he would take off and run around. And he, on key downs, he ran for first downs, he ran for touchdowns, he ran, to end the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's just flip for a second. Let's flip to the Packers game.
Okay.
How did Micah Parsons get his sack? Ran down Jared Goff.
Ran him down.
And
How
does Micah Parsons get most of his sacks? Runs him down. And yes, Jared Goff is Jalen Hurts is faster than Jared Goff, but at the same time, and before we even get into that piece of discussion, let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
Kenny Clark. Cowboys are giving up more than 4 yards per rush. That's terrible. That's
elite run stuffer, DT.
Yes. And on the snaps that Kenny Clark played, they held him to about 2.5 yards per carry. And so, but you lost the pass rush though. You did have a pass rush, but you was able to stop the run a lot better. And so but bro, was that worth it though? What was that worth? Losing the generational talent? Was that worth losing the pressures? Did you see what the Green Bay Packers were able to do with the pressures Micah Parsons was giving them? They were able to dominate and control the game. Without it, on the Cowboys side, we wasn't able to get to the man. We wasn't able to get him on the ground. We wasn't able to stop him from running, stop him from taking off. And now we hear that y'all flirting with Jadeveon Clowney. Man, y'all, man. Look, at the end of the day, this week is proof that this decision to trade Micah Parsons did not make football math sense. Mm-hmm. The 1 + 1 did not equal the 2 in this scenario. Okay, there's plenty of run stuffers out there. You could have traded a flat out set. You probably could have got. Well, let me ask you a question. Ask you, you're a Packers fan, and I'm leaning over to you after this. If I just wanted to get Kenny Clark off you,
okay,
what pick would I have to give up to do that? If we talking second, we talking second and something else. We talking third. You want a first for Kenny Clark? Who we talking?
You done lost your mind if you think it's above 5. You done lost your rabbit. Y'all finish it. Tell mine.
Come on, man.
Clark ain't been good since 2021, which is great if it wasn't 2025.
No, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And it's like Kenny Clark played well. He looks good. But bro, if you wanted Kenny Clark, there was a better way to do that.
A billion
than
percent.
to trade to ship off Micah Parsons.
A billion
and even like, okay, cool. You don't want to pay Micah Parsons. You don't feel like the value is there for what you'd be paying. And you want the Kenny Clark. But even when you take both into consideration, and even when you factor in the first round picks, it still doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It was unnecessary. If you could have got Kenny Clark with the fifth. You could have went to the Jets and got their guy. Can't think of his name at the moment. 95. Could have got him. Could have got Quentin Williams off then. That probably would have took you a little first or something like that. Probably would have took you a good piece of change.
Or the Giants got pieces to move.
They only got 2 edges. But they got three rushers. They only got 2 edges. There's only 2 edges on the field. But they
that
got
math ain't mathing, brother.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't have to beat the dead horse week after week, but man, the man's a Packer fan. He just told America, he just told all our listeners that we could have got Kenny Clark off them for a 5th round pick, and we gave him Micah Parsons and took some chump change. And after the performance they put on, you think them picks gonna be worth a damn?
No.
Them picks gonna be right where they always at. Back of the first.
26th. 27th.
So we gonna get 2 Mozzie Smiths and a Kenny Clark and call it a day for Micah Parsons. They fleeced the shit out the Cowboys, and it ain't no way around. You take the floor.
I think, and this is my honest opinion, that NFL, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram are living in the past. Because they was like, oh, the Packers gave up too much. And then they paid him so much money. The Packers gave up a great defensive tackle in Kenny Clark. I do applaud you for your service with the Packers. But my guy, if we being real, our yards per carry was not because of you last year, buddy. Edrin Cooper, the rookie linebacker from last year, played his tail off. Quay Walker, when he could stay on the field, whether from injuries or doing some dumb shit to get kicked out of the game, played his tail off. So, yes, you guys did get fleeced. Sadly. But the truth of the matter is, it's a pride thing, man. No one's bigger than the system. They proved that with Shadur Sanders, and they're attempting to prove that with an established star in Micah Parsons. They're attempting to tell Micah Parsons that, no, you're not worth that money. And I know it's only week 1. But damn, that boy looked worth every penny. And he didn't even play a full game. Imagine if he got a full game, man. And you got to think, we also got great coaches who scheme the game up. They know Micah Parsons ain't good in the run game. Micah Parsons know he ain't good in the run game. So why put him in on downs that you know a team will, like the Lions who are run heavy, will run. First and second down is not him. First down and 10, not him. Second down and long is him. Third down is him. You get him out there, you say, bro, don't worry about nothing else. Don't worry about setting no edges. As a Southern black woman say, no, baby. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about checking a running back and then get into your rush. All I need you to do, Micah, is get to the quarterback, which he did. So, everything leads back to the Packers. This is the Packers podcast at this point, Huddle Buddies. If you ain't a Packers fan, I suggest you tune in next week, because this week going to be tough for you.
They deserve it. Yeah, they look, y'all look good. Y'all look nice.
But yes, the Cowboys got fleeced, and it's a sad situation to hear. And I hate being down. Y'all see the energy I got this week. And I'm hoping to bring this energy all season, Huddle Buddies. But the Cowboys, they bring me down, man. They bring me down. Cause they under the thumb of a tyrant right now. And yes, I done got a southern accent out of nowhere. But it's here. Because we talking about the Cowboys.
Sound like Stephen A.
So until y'all lose Jerry Jones, and I'm not wishing death upon no man. I don't want that. But I do need him to retire. I need him to go on that $1.2 billion yacht or something like that. That stupid yacht, that big yacht. And just go chill. Enjoy your grandchildren. Enjoy them. And let the Cowboys be ran by someone who is up to date in football and who will make better trades. Because even though, again, y'all gave the Packers all we want for Christmas. Christmas came early for the Packers. We don't want nothing else. I lied. We want everything. But at the expense of y'all, and the reason, I'm sorry, I'm going too far. I mean, too long. But look, and the reason I despise the Cowboys is Cowboys fans. I don't despise the Cowboys because of Cowboys. I despise Cowboys and Cowboys fans.
Now you really sound like Stephen A.
So the fans can go somewhere. But the team, the players, the coaches, they don't deserve this. They don't deserve this. I would love to see the Cowboys in the playoffs. I would love to see another Cowboys versus Packers game in Lambeau. Especially with CD, because CD ain't prime dads. CD dropping that ball definitively. So yeah, the Cowboys got fleeced. That was my I forgot what's the word that we learned in high school, but that was my sonnet or something. The sad poem to the Cowboys, and I hope y'all do better. But I appreciate y'all and thank you for giving me your money and making my Christmas for my kids. I know we robbed you, but you tough, B. You be all right.
No, we won't. That was it. Man, do you believe in the Bengals and the Chargers?
Do I believe in the Pooh Fairy? Do I believe in Santa Claus? Shit, maybe. But in reality, which is where we live, no. DT, I'm going to turn this over to you because I done talked enough. I'm parched. DT, I just told you I don't believe in the Tooth Fairy and I don't believe in Santa Claus. So I ain't believing in the Bengals and I ain't believing in the Chargers. What gives you hope? Or are you like me?
Well, for the Bengals, I think definitely I don't believe in them yet. They got to show me something that they had the Browns week 1. And, they should be able to handle the Browns. But the Chargers, though, that's something I can get behind. I really liked what I saw from Justin Herbert. Again, this week, it was all about quarterbacks being able to operate their offenses.
Mm-hmm.
Stay on script, stay on schedule, and when the play's not there, be able to make the play to extend the drive, to secure the game in Justin Herbert's case. And so this week, I thought Justin Herbert played exceptional. I thought that, I needed a little bit more from my guy, Omari in Hampton. He didn't give me enough. I got him in fantasy. I need a little bit more from him. That shit. We saw Johnson.
Quentin played his tail off. That boy could catch.
We saw Quentin Johnston go off.
That boy could catch.
He finally figured out how to catch. He finally, that play up the sideline where the guy, like, he kind of maneuvered, like, he didn't really make a move, but he just ran by him type. Like, that was more luck than it was skill. But at the same time, if John Hart or Jim Harbaugh can package that, bundle it up, and take it into the rest of the season, the Chargers can be up there in that conversation with them top four-ish guys. The Bills the Bengals when they figure it out, and along with the Chiefs, Ravens, and the Bills. So all 4 or 5 of them, if they can, Chargers can join that conversation and be in a good spot. And I liked what I saw. For now, I'll buy on the Chargers. I'm buying on the Chargers. I think that's repeatable.
I can't lie to you, DT. I can't lie to you. Yeah, the Chargers, crazy. The Chargers, I'm sweet on the Chargers. I can't lie to you. What they showed me is that they don't have to run the ball 80,000 times to win a game. And I don't know what it is, and maybe it's just me. Maybe it ain't y'all huddle buddies. Maybe it ain't you, DT. But it just feels right when Jay Herbo throws to Keenan Allen. It just feels right. It warms me inside when Justin Herbert throws to Keenan.
Pause.
Super Bowl. So much pause gonna cut that out.
Yeah.
But it does warm me inside to see.
Pause.
Okay.
Pause.
It's nostalgic. There we go.
There we go.
It's just nostalgic to see Justin Herbert throw to Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
It's just something about it. It just reminds me of old times. Phillip Rivers getting that ball to Keenan Allen. So, and Quentin Johnson, like you said, he threw his tail off. They didn't even show off Lad McConkey, and that's very scary.
Yeah.
That's very scary. They got a whole 3 wide receiver set. That's very scary with a run-minded run-minded head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in Santa Claus. But that motherfucker could be real.
Yeah.
Just like Jim Harbaugh and the Chargers. They could be real. And maybe he slid down the chimney and dropped my presents off early. But I'm choosing not to believe it. So Chargers, keep showing me that Santa Claus is real. Because right now, I don't believe it. And the Tooth Fairy, the Bengals, find a new job. Football ain't just sport. That's how I'm feeling. I don't believe in the Bengals. I really don't. Y'all won against a Browns team with a 40-year-old Joe Flacco at quarterback. And shout out to Joe. Joe played his tail off. Jerry Jeudy dropping pass after pass. That boy looked bad out there. That boy looked CeeDee Lamb-ish.
We're avoiding that topic today. He apologized.
That boy looked bad out there. So, the fact that you barely won against the Browns, which always have a stout defense but no offense, and it showed this game. And the fact that the people think that the Bengals can do something this year, I have another thing coming for you. Before 17 games, 8-8. Actually, you can still go 8-8 this year, huh?
No, you can go like 9-8 or 8-9.
That is tough. So no 8-8. But before the 17 game script, 8-8. This year, probably 8-9. They just need to get more around Joe Burrow, bro. They got the receivers. They need more. They need better linemen. Let's be real. They need better linemen.
You know what I think?
What's up?
At this point, I think they on the verge and the cusp of wasting Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase's careers.
Oh, Ben.
Like, because this is a super max issue for them. Because not only do they not have the requisite offensive line required to provide him enough protection to be able to compete for a real Super Bowl, but their defense now is also like flat out devoid of talent. Even with Trey Hendrickson and the couple pieces they do have, like their defense is like they don't have the Micah Parsons, the Derwin James, the Buda Baker. They don't have a guy that can generate defensive splash plays for them outside of what Hendricks can provide for sacks. And we already did the math on last week's show. A lot of the teams with the guy that leads the league in sacks are good. And so you have to make more plays besides just sacking the quarterback.
Yep.
And it takes time to build that defense to where it has those pieces. And so by the time they get those pieces and they spend the capital to build that offensive line, that's like a 5 to 6 year process. Because you got to draft the guy, he's got to develop, you got to re-sign him, you got to keep that core together.
So Joe gonna be 30s by the time
you got to hit. What happens if you draft a Mozzie Smith or a Taco Charlton?
Or the dude they drafted last year. What's his name?
Stewart.
No, not Shamar. No, not Shamar. The year before.
Year before?
Mims.
Him? Who? Mims? Marvin Mims? Or not Marvin? Is it Marvin Mims? No.
I think it's Marvin Mims. It's
well, we know what you're talking about. Georgia right tackle.
Yeah.
So, like team building is a process, and I think that the Bengals they drafted. Yeah, what you said. Yeah. Going back to when they drafted Jamar over Penei Sewell. And, man, seeing Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in the NFL after what they did in college, it's been sweet to all football fans' eyes and ears, and it makes for fantastic Sundays watching them play. But that was a fatal, flawed decision to do that. Because at the end of the day, pocket passer like Joe Burrow, with a little wiggle to him, pocket passer like Joe Burrow must have an offensive line. And there's an argument to be made that if you get Joe Burrow on offensive line and don't really build a defense up like that, he could probably get you a Super Bowl. He could probably just go shot for shot like Josh Allen was doing. And that's to our next topic. He could probably go shot for shot with a guy and, come out on top more times than not. And that might be enough on a hot run to win a Super Bowl. But with the poor offensive line play and the defense playing like a hot garbage, they can't really compete. No matter how much Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase carried them, they can't really compete.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like we said, Josh Allen, we got to talk about that Baltimore versus Bills game. And, I hit the group chat and I was like, this was maybe like third quarter, early fourth. I was like, man, Baltimore looked like they in mid-season form. Like, they was rough. And Derrick Henry is the only person I know that looked like he got faster in his 30s. I mean, the way he was breaking them things, man, it looked like he was Chris Johnson out there. Like, when he was in open field, and when he was taking off, it looked like there was no chance of anybody catching him.
I wouldn't say all that, but yeah, when that boy got in open field, I was just like, I'm looking for DBs at that point. He stiff on one dude, and then DB within 5 yards. I'm like, yo, it's a problem. It is a problem.
He looked like he had an extra burst, though. Maybe not Chris Johnson, but he looked like he had more burst than what I'm used to seeing with him. And I'll say that. And, but then they lose?
Yeah.
That's another topic, because they had that problem last year. But what we want to talk about is, do we think that Josh Allen, because Josh Allen is a bad MFer, that brother, that man there, never seen nothing like it. That might be, you know what he is? Bro is a more physical Aaron Rodgers. Bro can sling that thing. Bro can wiggle a little bit, but like I said, he's more physical. He can get busy with you physically in terms of how we play football, running over guys, stiff-arming guys, taking more contact. got a little bit more propensity to run. But as far as he don't have the exact same touch and accuracy as Aaron Rodgers, but as far as like arm talent, you would say that Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen have equal but different levels, arm talent.
Okay.
Like Josh Allen has memorable arm talent the same way Aaron Rodgers has memorable arm talent. They're a little bit different in their styles, but the way he plays, it looks a lot like how Aaron Rodgers can make any play on the field in his prime. Josh Allen can make any play on the field whenever, however, just with a little bit more physicality. And, bro, the question here is, let me get to the question. Do you think that the Bills have enough on their roster with Josh Allen and a bag of chips everywhere else? Do you think they have enough to really, really, really win? Not just get to, but win a Super Bowl.
You know what they call Josh Allen? What they've been calling Josh Allen on Twitter?
What?
They said he is Cam Newton if he was accurate and had a good throwing motion. And you know what that sounds like to me?
What?
The perfect quarterback.
Yeah.
But you know what's the problem there? Cam Newton ain't never won a Super Bowl. He made it there. So I'm not saying Josh Allen can't propel his team to get to that Super Bowl, because I done seen a non-athletic quarterback like Joe Burrow propel his team to get to the Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, when you run up against a complete team, you start to realize what you got ain't good enough. And you're going to need somebody else to come through.
Yeah.
And James Cook is cool. He on my fantasy team, keep going crazy. But he ain't good enough. Keon Coleman is cool. He alright. He ain't even cool.
Yeah.
He like the cousin of the homie that's cool with you. So you keep him around. Cool. That's what Keon Coleman is. You got these two tight ends, Dawson Knox and Kincaid. All right. That's how I feel about them. Okay. That's all right. They come too.
Yeah.
I just came to hang out with Josh Allen. He the cool person. He the person that got all the talent. But y'all want to tag along with him. He can't carry y'all forever. Eventually, everybody grow up.
Yeah.
Eventually, Josh Allen become 20, 21, 20, 22, whatever may be the case. And while y'all was hanging out with him while y'all was 12, he can't carry y'all forever. Y'all got to make a name for yourselves. So, with that being said, do I think Josh Allen can carry them as far as he can? Super Bowl, AFC, championship, yes. But someone out there got to make a name for themselves. I got to want to hang out with somebody else on that squad. Because right now, y'all are cool cousins and rejects. And Josh Allen want to be with y'all. Because he want to be a Bill forever.
Oh, no.
So, with that being said, I think the Bills are legit for the regular season, not the playoffs. And I think the Ravens are the Ravens. They are, as my boy Green would say, they are who we thought they were. The Ravens. Dominant, make you want to turn off the TV and lose a game. The Ravens.
Yeah. Yeah. Spitting nothing but facts there. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like even after that game in the playoffs, I trust the Ravens more than I trust the Bills right now.
1,000,000%.
Because like, that's a lot of pressure on Josh Allen to make every single pass and only be able to make one mistake for a whole game. in the pressure-packed moments. And so, yeah, even though the Ravens can't figure out how to win it, I think their roster, they've got enough guys that are talented and can make plays on their own to be able to find a way to win. Between Roquan Smith, between Hamilton, between their Malachi Starks now.
Yeah.
Wiggins.
Humphreys.
What's the defensive lineman? What's his name? 92.
What is his name? Hold on. I got you.
I don't want to butcher it.
All right, I'm butchered. Nnamdi Madubuike.
Justin Madubuike goes by Madubuike, I guess now. Nnamdi, whatever. But Madubuike, between those guys on defense, then, and I would say everybody in the world would take Zay Flowers over Keon Coleman right now. I think that's
1,000,000%. Zay Flowers a dog. That boy's a dog.
And Derrick Henry is a Hall of Famer compared to what the Bills have at running back. So they've got a lot of pieces that can carry even Lamar. If Lamar Jackson has an off day, the Ravens can still beat an elite team. If Josh Allen has an off day, Bills are dead in the water.
Yeah.
And that's fact. That's facts.
They're not even a team.
So, yeah.
It's sad.
So that's where we at with it. And so, and moving on to like our, we're wrapping up the show here, and these are going to be our kind of overreactions versus real. Like, is this real? Is something cooking here, or is this an overreaction? This is what the segment is about. And so, first one I got on my list, man, the Dak Prescott we saw versus the Eagles, had Micah Parsons still been on the team, that would have been enough to win the Super Bowl. Or, since Micah Parsons not on the team anymore, Dak plus CD plus Pickens can equal an MVP for Dak. What you think? Real quick.
I'm kind of disheartened that we didn't cover this in the first week. But Dak is throwing for 4,500 yards this year. Dak has always been a stat sheet stuffer. Let's be real. Dak has always been a stat sheet stuffer. Now, is that going to wins? No. But Dak is going to throw for 4,500, bit egregious. Dak is going to throw for at least 4,000 yards, and that's on low end. And I'm sure of that. The problem is the defense. It's really just the defense. Defense going to keep them out of games because they're not going to be able to stop anybody. So the question, you said, is Dak MVP? Is that the question?
Yeah. Is Dak, can Dak get an MVP this year?
You can't be an MVP losing. So unless he can wheel single-handedly the Cowboys to the playoffs, no, he's not winning MVP. He's going to have a great season, but he's not winning MVP.
I agree with that. Moving on. Let's go out to Miami. The Tua plus Tyreek plus McDaniels experiment is coming to a close. Overreaction or real?
No medium rare. Well done. Matter of fact, leave it on the grill and close the top. That boy getting fired. McDaniels getting fired. Hill getting traded. Tua gonna be a backup next year. A very, very highly paid backup. He may start. I ain't gonna say he's gonna be bad. Nah, he don't. The way Tua looking like a Bama quarterback. He looking like an AJ McCarron, a Bryce Young. So yes, they cooked. Ain't no overreaction. I just rubbed my nose like that, but don't worry about that. That ain't cocaine. Yeah, ain't no overreaction. They cook. They still on the grill right now. Let me know if you want me to take them off. They cook. They out of there.
I don't know yet. I haven't seen enough just yet. What I seen was quite disturbing, and another performance like that, and I will be out. But I got Tyreek Hill in the fantasy league, and I'm thinking about shipping him before it get too bad. Because I held Travis Kelce all last year, and I was left holding that bag. I can't get left holding this Tyreek Hill bag. Can't do it. Gotta ship him. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. And one more in this segment. Were the Texans just a flash in the pan over the last 2 or 3 seasons when they got hot with C.J. Stroud's rookie year, or are they? Shit. One more overreaction versus real. Were the Texans just a flash in the pan, and are they drifting back to mediocrity?
Other buddies, y'all gonna learn to listen. DT, you gonna learn to listen. When you draft an Ohio State quarterback in the NFL, the National Football League, not the Ohio State, lowercase o, H-I-O, State. What do you expect? What are we expecting? What are we expecting? I knew the first year was a fluke. I knew it. Little cap, but I knew it. They believe me? I hope so. But look, let's be real. The Texans were a flash in the pan. I don't think C.J. Stroud is an elite quarterback. He may be a good quarterback. He may be. I'm actually going to go ahead and compare him to early career Derek Carr, which was actually very, very, very decent. One might even consider break almost close to the top tier, but never was able to break the top tier. And that's what C.J. Stroud is to me. So are the Texans a flash in the pan? Definitely. Definitely fake gold.
Ooh. I think I'm in the overreaction box for this one as well. I think that they had a pretty bad offense last year compared to what they had C.J. Stroud's rookie year, and they gotta get that thing going. I think they fired Bobby Slowick.
They did.
Tried to pin the issue they were having last year on him, and it's kind of looking the same. And they and this is my problem, right? I feel like their head coach is pretty good head coach, right?
Okay.
And I think that the guy trying with these elite defensive minds and these elite defensive guys. D'Amico Ryans is struggling to find that guy that can manage his offense as the offensive coordinator. He gets worried about defense, and they struggle with that. They struggle finding the right guy that can do that. And, that could potentially cost him his job. So if we're having the same conversation week 4, we're not going to talk about D'Amico Ryans losing his job, but we're definitely going to talk about them being a flash in the pan and them not being ready to compete yet. Because they were definitely making moves a year ago to be Super Bowl bound, to be streaking upward. And right now they're kind of plateauing and kind of falling off that plateau in addition to that. But yeah, let's get into this coming week, right? We're going to start off this coming week with, a couple, I'm going to call it DT's 5 hitters of Prize Picks. Disclaimer, I don't put my money on Prize Picks. I don't like to lose my money. But here, I gotta let you can pick my brain, read my mind. If I was to put money on Prize Picks, I like Josh Allen for more than 0.5 touchdowns this week versus the Commanders. I think he'd get that 0.5. I think he'd get that touchdown. Excuse me. They not as strong.
Josh Jacobs.
Who I say?
You said Josh Allen.
My fault. I like Josh Jacobs to get the one rushing touchdown this week. I think he can hit that. They're a little bit soft on the interior now. The guys have got a little older on the interior and Washington defense between Bobby Wagner and the defensive tackles they got. So I know it, but that's a money pick though. Like when they get in the red zone and they don't have Dillon anymore, they gonna have to get Josh Jacobs something to get in the end zone with. So I like that.
I agree with you.
I'm always taking the Spencer Rattler under.
See, you see, that was what the face was for. I agree with Josh Jacobs. This man just disrespected the rattlesnake.
Spencer Rattler, 202 passing yards. I'm taking the under, and that's versus the 49ers too. I know they suck. I know they not what they used to be, but he ain't going over 202 on the 49ers. And Dak Prescott, he playing the Giants. This one, I felt uncomfortable about it because he played his ass off last week and only had like 100 and some yards. But a lot of that was because of the CD drops. But I think he can get to. I don't think he can get to 300 in this game, but I think he can get to at least 245.
This is an Aaron Rodgers I own you game versus the Bears.
Yes, there we go. Exactly. Derrick Henry. Let me take the less. 94.5 rushing yards. Let me take the less. It's a division game, which is going to be a close game because it's a division game. But also, in addition to it being a division game, it's against the Browns, who have a good, solid defense overall. And so I don't think he might get 80 yards rushing. That's still a great day. But I don't think he can get to 100. I definitely don't. I don't think he can get to 100. Lastly, DK Metcalf revenge game. One of the pettiest guys in the NFL. One of the crashers. You think he's not gonna go back to Seattle and put some work to him? So, and they set it at 66.5.
Look. I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. DK gonna either get 150 plus or kicked out the game first quarter.
There you go. That right there, all 5 of those hit. You can win on $20. You can win about 140. There you go. Y'all put that in. Don't tell anybody I recommended it. Can't blame me if it go left for you. Put that in. Hey, might win you a little money. Might win you pizza money. Moving on. Let's get a picks. Let's pick them. Excuse me. And let's kind of move through this rapidly because this is to wrap up the show. And we'll kind of alternate. We'll read off the list. Marshawn will let you pick the first game before I do. Okay. And I'll pick the next game first. And we'll kind of alternate back and forth that way. So, Thursday night football, Commanders at Packers. Green Bay is a 3.5-point favorite. I don't even know why we're asking you this question. Who you got?
I got the Commanders, bro. No, I'm lying to you. I got the Packers. Yeah, I got the Packers. 3.5, 48 points. I can see that. I can see the end of the game going like this. Close game back and forth throughout the game. Jordan Love goes up with a touchdown in the fourth. The last drive of the game, or technically not the last drive of the game, but the last comeback drive of the game, we give it to the young sophomore quarterback. Reggie Miller chokes in the playoffs. Not Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller choked, but the Knicks in the playoffs. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He nicks in the playoffs and chokes the final drive. Packers nail it out. So I can see that. I can see 3.5-point favorite. I can see less than 3.5. I can see 3-point favorites. So less than 3.5.
Okay. I'm going to go with Green Bay too. I want to take the Packers just to piss you. I want to take the Commanders just to piss you off. I'm not going to do it. Lambeau Field, even at this time of the year where it's not a cold environment, I still think it's a tough place to play and win a game. It's a grass field, I believe.
It is.
Even though the Commanders have a grass field too, but still. I think the Commanders can make it competitive. I like that 3.5. I think they could cover, but I don't think they win the game. And so I'm going to go Packers as well. Now, Browns and Ravens. Another easy one. I'm going to be short, sweet, and to the point. Close game. Ravens win. I don't know if they can cover that 11, though.
Yeah, Ravens under 11. Under, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and I don't think they can get that 11-point victory. And the points, yeah, I can see it. About 17, 22, 17, 24 games, something like that. But I don't think they can get that 11 points. Or 12 points, excuse me. So, yeah, that's what I got. I got Ravens over the Browns.
Ravens over the Browns, definitely under. Believe it or not, it's going to be a close game because the Ravens going to beat their butt so bad, they're going to take their starters out. So, close game, under 11, Ravens beat the Browns. Definitely not reaching 45, by the way.
All right. You first on the next one. We got Jaguars at Bengals. Bengals are a 3.5-point favorite. 49.5 total points supposed to be scored. And this is all based on, I believe, CBS, by the way.
Give me Joe Shiesty. Give me Joe Shiesty. Bro, I'm telling you, not the Browns, excuse me. The Bengals may sneak into that playoffs, bro, just to be trash. All because of the game scripts.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm going to say Bengals, Jaguars. And, yeah, they're going to cover the spread. I'm going to say 3.5, more than 3.5. Jaguars suck, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna take the Bengals too. I think they cover and they win by more than 4 points. And hey, I think that Jaguars got a lot of pressure on them to win and win now, and like their whole regime could be on the looks and well, they got a new head coach, but at least for it's a shaky future for Trevor Lawrence specifically. And, he's got to start winning some games. But this week in particular, I think he loses to Joe Burrow.
100%.
Moving on, Giants and Cowboys. I think we both picked Cowboys on this, I presume, correct?
Cowboys about to beat them like a red. Bro,
yeah.
Straight. What did I tell you about? I hope y'all get flashbacks how bad they going to beat these boys.
Yep. So Cowboys definitely cover that 5.5. I definitely I can't remember the last time the Cowboys played a game against the Giants where they didn't beat them by more than 6 points. So hey, that is what that's going to be. Moving on, Bears at Lions. I actually believe that the Bears are going to win.
All right.
I think the Bears are going to win this game. I think that Ben Johnson is going to prove on that field that day that he was the brains of that offensive operation, and he's going to have enough, tricks and tells to give to his defensive coordinator to be able to sneak out of there with a victory. The Lions start the season 0-2. I don't think they cover, though.
That sounds good.
They by less than 5. I think they win out less than 6.
That sounds real good. But in reality, Lions win because it's at, and damn camera, stop playing with me. Lions win because it's at the Dome, at the Ford Dome. So, yeah, Lions win. I say cover the spread too. Lions gonna return a form for a game or two. Lions gonna look good this season sometimes, but the other times you're gonna be like, they ain't squat. When they face elite teams, they gonna fold. When they face against trash teams, they gonna do good. Trash team is the Bears incoming, especially against bro, Ben Johnson, bro.
Can I ask you a question?
What's good?
You think the Bears got a better roster than the Detroit Lions, or is it at least a conversation?
Yeah, for sure, it's in conversation. Bears always been in conversation for one of the top rosters in the league. That's why I say this is, and I should have discussed this earlier, but this is why Caleb Williams is so trash to me, bro. That receiving core, bro, you get that receiving core, Jordan Love, bro, and this is no offense to Matthew Golden, to Romeo Dobbs, to Wicks, to Jaden Reed, to Tucker Kraft. Is it Tyler Kraft? It's one of them. It's no offense to them boys. No offense. But I know y'all know. I know. Look, I know. Y'all know DJ Moore, it will be a number 1 on the Packers. I know, y'all know, we'll trade 2 of y'all for Roma Dunze. I know, y'all know, Tucker Kraft is not better than what's the dude Colson? Who they just drafted? Colson
Loveland.
Colson Loveland.
Yeah.
Receiving wise, Tucker Kraft is a great tight end. That boy blocked his tail off. So I can't even give him, this credit. Tucker Kraft go crazy. But if we had DJ Moore, bro, we would be definitely bowl bound.
Yeah.
Roma Dunze, I don't think he moved the needle that much. But Colson, receiving wise, will move the needle offensively. So, the Bears got a great team. They just suck, bro. This is a franchise thing. It sucks to suck, bro.
I think they get this one. I think they beat the Lions. The Lions start 0-2.
Question though, before we go forward, do you think DJ Moore will be a number 1 on the Packers right now?
Oh, without a doubt. I don't think that's up for debate.
Do you think Roma Dunze will at least be number 2?
I don't think he's better than Golden.
Okay.
I think it might be a conversation that he's better than Golden.
Is he better than Dobbs?
Oh, absolutely.
Is
All
he
the
better?
rest of the roster is not a conversation.
Okay.
Now you may have me with a healthy Christian Watson, because I like Christian Watson. I like his skill set. I like the flashy, speedy guys, get deep guys. And Roma Dunze, he hasn't really translated to the NFL like I would like it to translate. But no, I'm not. I don't know about the Matthew Golden, but everybody else, I'd take Roma Dunze over.
All right.
But Patriots at Dolphins. Miami is a 1.5-point favorite. In this one, man, I don't want to do this. I really don't. I really don't. But I think I'm gonna go Patriots in this one. What you got?
I'm happy you said that because I definitely agree with Patriots. I don't believe in the Dolphins, bro. Like I said, Mike McDaniel getting fired, Tyreek Hill getting traded. Tua gonna be a backup.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's DEFCON 4 out there, bro. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Patriots, Drake May, gonna pull it out. Being mediocre. I love to see it.
Yeah. Next one. 49ers at Saints. Saints pretty bad. They're tanking. We could just move on. Do we both agree? 49ers for this one?
Shout out Spencer Rattler, but yeah, they're gonna lose.
Yeah. Cooked. 49ers. So both. All right. And then Bills at Jets. Might be a sneaky good game this week. Might be. Might be.
I don't trust Justin Fields, but yeah. I'm going to say...
you don't trust him to beat Josh Allen.
Yeah, nah.
But,
they did.
However, this is the division game in New York. Division game in New York. So, both teams are.
I'm about to say,
but the Jets are at home in this game. So, with that being
the stadium is going to be packed with Bills fans.
Yeah, maybe so. But, there's always a couple of these, and the Bills aren't going to go undefeated. They're not. But they're going to win this game. I'm taking the Bills.
Bills, yeah. Go on next one. Bills. And meet the over.
Yeah. All right. Seahawks at Steelers. Pittsburgh is a 3-point favorite. This one.
My GOAT.
I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers, even though I think
GOAT.
I don't believe in it, but I also don't believe in what they got going at quarterback in Seattle. So let me go with the Steelers here.
My GOAT, bro. And he gonna meet the spread. 3 points ain't enough. My GOAT gonna own them, bro. Even though he didn't with the Packers, he gonna own them.
Another dud of a game. Rams at Titans. I think we're in agreement that Rams win that one. Cool.
Hey man, it's gonna be a rough season for my boy, bro. Cam Ward going through it, bro.
He is. He will be going through it. Pissing contest. Panthers at Cardinals. Who you got?
Cardinals under.
Under the 6.5 is crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
6.5.
I know the Panthers look bad, but dang, they look that bad?
Apparently so. I'm taking Cardinals as well. I don't think they cover that 6.5.
No.
I think it's closer than that. Then we got the Broncos at Colts. Can Daniel Jones do it 2 weeks in a row?
No. Sean Payton.
All right, so you go with Sean Payton. I'm gonna take that too.
Let's go over.
Let's go both. Eagles at Chiefs. Eagles at Chiefs. I believe in the Chiefs long term. I think they're still the same Chiefs that can compete for Super Bowls, but there's something about the way the Eagles play football with the whole get ahead and play pussy ball the rest of the game and hold it and keep it away from you. There's something about that just works for them. And they've mastered that formula. And I'm going to take Eagles in this game on the road to beat the Chiefs. And, I mean, they're only 2-point favorites, so they'll cover that 2 point. It's really hard to win a 1 point game.
I agree. The Eagles are what I thrive to be in NCAA. Get the lead and run the ball.
There you go. Then we got Sunday Night Football. Falcons at Vikings.
Ooh.
I've been riding with the Minnesota
fans. McCarthy?
Yeah, let me take McCarthy. But I need Bijan to have a big day, though. I got Bijan in damn near every fantasy league I'm in. Shout out to the Horns. I need Bijan to have a big day. I'm taking the Vikings to win the game.
I like the quarterback whisperer, too, over there. So, I'm going to take trash game by McCarthy, win the game.
So you're saying the Vikings will win?
Yeah, Vikings winning, but McCarthy ain't going to be good that game. It's going to be another one of the performances he had against the Bears. I can promise you that.
All right. And then this week, we got 2 Monday Night Football games. The first is Buccaneers at Texans. What do you think in this game?
I got to go with my man, T.D. Baker. Baker made money.
Yeah. I think this will be closer than people think, just because it's strength on strength. Texans defense versus Buccaneers offense. But ultimately, I think that the Buccaneers will be able to get enough points and enough stops, whereas the Texans offense won't be able to compete with the 4 units that'll be on the field. And so let me take the Buccaneers as well.
Cool.
And then, final game, Chargers at the Raiders. I think we're both in agreement.
About to get their ass kicked.
Yep. And so Chargers win that one too. They'll definitely cover that spread, 3.5 points. I think they can win by double digits in this game. And I don't know if that fits Jim Harbaugh's style of play to win by double digits in the NFL. I don't think that's something he does very often. But I think this week they get it done. And so that concludes our picks for the week. We agreed on a lot of these picks. The only places we differed really were the Bears at Lions game. And we pretty much agreed everywhere else. That's the only one we disagreed on. So it looks like we're in the same boat together this week. If it goes well, it goes well. If it don't go great, it don't go great. So again, thank y'all for joining the BTH podcast. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Check us out on our TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. That should be at the bottom of the screen or in the bios on any one of our handles and social media accounts. So again, thank y'all. Enjoy the show. Enjoy your weekend. Football is back. And it's humming like we said in the intro. We out. I don't want to get disrespectful.
They better just burn the page if you see his name. Why is it good for Dak, but it's not good for Justin Fields? Dak is a winner.
Cap. That's the cap.
Oh my God, bro. No, bro.
I'm a Cowboy fan. I got Cowboy hats in the back. I got Cowboy t-shirts in the back. That's cap. And we not taking that.
We're back, Huddle Buddies. How y'all like that new name? Dak is a winner. Season-wise.
Win.
In his season.
Season-wise.
Yeah.
Season-wise.
Yeah.
And OBJ is back. Watch. Going deep. Jamar Chase. He's got it.